Hello and welcome back to another episode of No Load Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good? No load time. Obed, we are back. We're here. We survived and made it another week. You know what? If you guys realize, we're dedicated. We will keep the show coming in spite of all the business and different things going on. We're here.
Yeah, good to be back on a regular episode because the last two
Yeah.
weeks nothing happened, and then this week finally we get stuff. But it's still uh, hard to keep up.
Yeah.
It's been a nonstop another nonstop week. Next week's gonna be another nonstop week, and after that, I think we may be okay, but we
I
don't
think
know
so.
yet. We don't know yet.
We don't know.
We don't know
We don't
yet.
know.
So we'll see what happens after next week. How are you, man? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Otherwise, things going well. Don't have too much of a what's up here to share.
Did you watch No
I
Lights, sir?
No, I did not.
Okay,
I did
I
not.
sent you
I
that meme.
actually
I sent you that
You
meme.
did. You did. You know, I had my sister's family. They went and they actually went out and got to see it. And they had invited me. I had a scheduling conflict with something else going on, so I was like, I won't be able to. But you guys go enjoy, and they did. And they went out and got to check it. Um, they weren't like crazy excited for the project kind of thing. I think very neutral stance. Like they just wanted to see it. Like they watch all of them, which I think is something that isn't a testament to like you guys know how that's how we are too. Like on the show, like
Yeah, yeah.
if we're interested to
Get
something,
get everything a fair shot, right?
yeah, like if you're interested, like okay, cool. Expectations, another conversation. But
Right.
if you want to see it, you're gonna see it. And
Exactly.
like Craven, I was like, I'm gonna see it. Didn't have expectations to be great, but I still saw it, right?
Right.
So like for them, like they in their minds, they thought that it was good. I don't they didn't say that it was one of the best ones or anything like that, which whenever I've talked to them, like for them, and I agree, I think like Cinderella's like up there is like one of the underrated like best live
Yeah,
action ones that they've done
I
and
agree.
stuff like that. But I'm curious when I see it for myself, what I'll see. Obviously, box office wise, people just didn't go to see it. Like obviously,
Yeah,
your
it
critic
was rough.
reactions,
Yeah.
yeah, we knew critics were gonna be honest, and then on top of that, there's just some people who just in general just went in like think like this is just not gonna be good, and I get that, like that's fine. But like when people, the audiences themselves, don't want to spend their money to watch it, like that's a sign in itself that's like you're not marketing this in a way to the core audience that you should, like the Disney people who really are fans of one of the biggest fairy tale stories of all time. Why are they not going to see it? And everyone has different reasons. You listen depending on what side of the world you revolve around, you'll have different reasons. But I can speak for myself. Like that's something that I myself didn't clear my schedule to go see this. I love going to the movies.
Yeah.
Instead, Obed, I ended up seeing a different movie over last week. I ended up seeing Novocaine, which I gotta be honest with you, pretty darn good. Like I think it's not gonna win an award by any means, but like you need every now and then a movie like this where it's like it's not trying to be deep and heavy and not trying to preach a strong message, but it's also not like idiotic where it's like you feel
Okay.
like you're losing brain cells. Like it's a genre film. It's a violent film. It has comedy that helps keep the balance of like, hey, blood and guts and whatever are going, but then like you also are laughing. Deadpool does a good job with that. I think I could relate a little bit to like
Right.
a Deadpool with this a little bit in that way too. But then like even on top of it, like there is like a supernatural-ish element to it that like you kind of just have to know, like you don't want to watch this in a way where you're thinking this is a real like it's almost meant to be like that type of parody of its own thing. It's very interesting. But yeah, definitely one that if you guys are looking for a new, not talked about too much movie, Novocaine,
Cool.
pretty good.
All right. How's Invincible going?
Okay, I am done with season one,
Okay.
and
Those
that
last
was
two episodes were nuts, right?
wow. I for the end of episode one, I was like, I mean, episode end of the second to last episode, I was
Yeah.
like, no way, this is how this thing's gonna end. And
Yeah,
the way it ends in the second episode, second to last episode, like I'm very very excited for season 2. I
it's
did
good. Yeah.
finish the So what I did is I went on Reddit because I wasn't sure when you should see the Adam Eve special that they did.
Okay,
I didn't know if that was like
I
there.
never watched it. Like I jumped to whatever the next episode was.
Sure.
I'm on the second episode. I finished the second episode of whatever the current season
3.
is. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
good.
according to Reddit, people said like it doesn't really matter because it's a prequel. But like they said like if you were to watch it after season 1. So after season 1, I watched the Adam Eve special,
Okay.
which was pretty cool. Like because it's like you see how Mark becomes invincible with support and plot twists, right? Like that leads him there.
Right.
Adam Eve becomes Adam Eve in spite of no support, no things going her way.
You'll see that in season 2. Yeah. Yeah. You'll
Right,
see
and
that.
I believe it because just the way that they were showing
Yeah.
how she was interacting with her parents, they got a glimpse of it, and then they go a little more in the
Right.
behind the scenes in that one episode. So, and it's just in general how smart she is. So it was a cool special. Now I'm at the first episode, whatever, of season 2, and excited there. So if this is any indication, Obed, I'm
Yeah.
a busy guy. And I'm actually making time to
You're
get through.
you're
in a matter
plowing
of, like,
through
a
it.
week.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying this. So yeah, that's
That's
what
awesome.
I gotta say about it.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I gotta catch up and finish that. But yeah, like I said, I'm did that episode. Daredevil. I haven't watched I watched the bank episode. I haven't watched the one after that.
Okay. Okay.
It's still solid. It's still solid.
Right?
This was the filler episode for sure, right? And
Yeah, I agree.
even so, it was pretty good. Like even after the filler, as it being the filler episode, it was good. So yeah, that's Daredevil's still very very good, very solid. So
Yeah.
that's great. Great to see that they finally nailed it. So. But yeah, that and Invincible. That's basically all that I've been watching. I do have a quick update on the Saturn. Unfortunately, Joel, it's been over a month. I'm still waiting for that Saru to come in. So I can't play all the games. I can only play some games.
Soon.
But from one game that I had back when I got the Saturn, I'm up to 8. So, I found some really good deals with Virtual Fighter 2 and Fighters Mega Mix and Sega Rally and whatnot. So I got both Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2. I found in the US, a US seller. And dude, I got those in like 2 days. It was great. But I was waiting for one. I waited for about 20 some days, about almost 4 weeks for it to come in. And this game has been rocketing in price since December. And I was able to find a good deal in Japan. But I had to wait, almost 4 weeks to get it. And I have a copy of Sonic Jam. Look at that. Look at
Let's
that. Look at that
go.
cover art, dude. So
Sick.
Sonic Jam is basically a compilation. It's Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. And it has a small open world area that was basically the tech demo for Sonic Adventure. On top of that, it has like an anime episode. It has concept art. It has a bunch of other stuff. It has a full music gallery, so you can listen to music from all games. And man, I found this complete in box for an okay price. The US version of this game is going from $250 to $300, so it's pretty expensive. This one's going up to like in the 50s, 60s now. But I found it for way less than that, and I'm glad I waited it. And the package came in, signature required. My wife wasn't able to answer the door, so I had to go pick it up at the post office.
Oh wow.
So I went pick it up. Only thing is that it looks like during the shipping the case cracked, but it's just a standard CD case, so I can just swap it. So I know I have some of these laying around and I can just swap it anytime, but that's fine. I can't complain. But it's like the disc is on the Saturn because we were playing it yesterday, but it even has the spine that comes on the Japanese CDs and everything. It's super super great shape. I'm really happy that I found a copy. So I'm building that, rebuilding my Saturn collection. I don't think I'll get it back to the level it was when I had mine, but I'm gonna give that Saru another week or so. If not, then unfortunately, sir, I will use our platform to inform
Right.
of people of, you know, give them a warning about this
Yeah.
specific store. So, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I'm still really excited for my Saturn, dude. I was like, it's man, I still can't believe it. I am so happy. I'm still,
Let's
I'm
go.
still
Let's
really
go.
excited for it, man. And I want to keep buying stuff, but I can't. I gotta control myself, right? I gotta go back. Like I think luckily this year. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm still playing
Yeah.
catch up. Like I still have a backlog, but Death Stranding comes out in July, and Shinobi comes out in like August, and then um, there's no date for Ghost of Yote, and Metal Gear comes out in August. So like I still have time to catch up, right? And luckily there's not too much coming out this year. So whatever I have left, I'll just spend it on Saturn games. So I don't care.
Smart. Smart.
It's
Smart.
so good, man. I can't like I'm even thinking of like maybe in the future see if I can find a US version of the Saturn, like the version that I had. But like right now, I mean I'm very happy with the Saturn and the setup and how everything's going. So I did open it again and re-greased the parts I missed, and I re-greased the Dreamcast too. So they're both up and running. They're both working, dude. It's like I got my little Sega station back here, and I am very happy about it. So it is all good stuff. But sorry, you were saying something, and I think I cut
No.
you off. No,
No.
all good. All
No,
right, all right,
I don't remember. We're
all right,
good. We're
cool.
straight. I was just saying. I appreciate the update. Look forward to hearing when
Cool.
different things you're waiting on to come through, and keep you updated.
Yeah. Yeah. If the Saru actually comes in, I'll do a proper unboxing because there's none out
Good.
there. I'll make sure to, even if I can't get the camera in the right angle, I'll try to do something, just to unbox it because there's no unboxings out there for this specific one. You can see like the generic ones that you can get from AliExpress, which, from what I heard, work fine. But I I'll take that opportunity and make it so people can see what to expect when they buy a premium version of this device. So we'll get to that whenever, if that ever happens. I'm starting to have my
TBD.
doubts. I'm starting to have my doubts, and I'm about to throw a few people under the bus, and it's not good. So it's
Beware the
unfortunate.
wrath of Obed.
No. Do not. I do not do that. No. Hey, you know what? Every once in a while, you get angry, like the
We're
Hulk.
humans.
Yep. Joe. I don't know. I don't know where to start, dude. There's like a lot of stuff going on, man.
I know.
Um, I know, like in next week, dude. Like we got Andor and Devil May Cry, and I don't know, man. It's I don't have enough time. You guys gotta chill. Like I gotta play some games, and I gotta catch up on TV. What are you guys doing? But um, big stream happened. Marvel have had I guess a drip feed of information on a stream a couple days ago, and they partially revealed the cast for Avengers Doomsday, and the X-Men are back. What you didn't expect is that the old school X-Men are back, like Patrick Stewart's back, Ian McKellen's back, James Marsden's back, Rebecca Romaine's back, Alan Cummings back, and Kelsey Grammer,
Mostly
and
grammar.
what you can assume is probably going to be Halle Berry and Hugh Jackman, and like everyone's probably going to be back, right? So at least the OG team. Um, yeah, man, this is great. I know that, and I wanna be careful on how I phrase. Screw it. It's not all the time. We want to give everyone the opportunity, but I saw some like the typical the usual suspects out there, right? Saying this is bad and this is underwhelming and this is like the thing that, bro, like honestly,
Hmm.
like yeah, they're leaning on nostalgia and that's great, right? But you don't know where this is going. And
Yeah.
this could go in a different direction. This could be an introduction to X-Men, maybe then shenanigans and time travel again, and you get to a younger X-Men. We don't know. Like we don't know where this is going, right? And that's what makes it great. Um, I saw, was it Paul Rudd saying that it's crazy that Marvel can keep secrets better than the federal government, but that's
Yeah.
another podcast altogether. Not
Yeah,
no long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I think that was a fantastic comment, and I'm very excited, man. Like I'm excited to the point where I'm going out of my way and taking my kid to watch her first Marvel movie in the movie theater because I think this is gonna be freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
So go ahead, dude.
Covered it very well. I think that so when the live stream came about, and earlier today, people were saying, "Hey, there's supposedly going to be some big reveals today coming from Marvel." So I knew something was going to be happening. What a great marketing idea! You could just literally have a stream for a few hours, just panning chair to chair every 15 minutes with names.
Right.
Like this is the kind of stuff that I wish more companies and stuff would understand. Like you can do creative market. Like that's not a huge, you know, a thing to work on. You didn't
Right.
have to get every single cast member lined up
They
and say
probably
two
filmed
words. You
this
just have a keyword name.
yeah, they probably filmed this in like a minute because you just roll it and all you do is like
Oh yeah,
pan, with
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
I know
So
this. Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is one of those. I'm not saying that it wasn't a great value of content, but I'm just saying compared to what they could have done, this was something that's like a really seamless, such a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
And it kept the conversation all day going because of
Yeah.
every 15 minutes you were waiting. Well, what's the next name? What's the next game? And
And
for the most part, it
yeah.
started off pretty like consistent. You're like,
Right.
okay, I had a feeling they were gonna be in it. I had a feeling. Okay, like the very first one was cool. It was like Chris Hemsworth. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thor. I hope he would be back. This is cool.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was watching it, I was talking to someone else who messaged me. I have several people. We had the same thing. People reaching out like, "Hey, you seen this?" And I was like, "Hey, my main thing is there has to be some surprise names because if it's just like a laundry list of everyone that you just already expected,
Right.
cool, but like not earth shattering." And I was like, "There's no way that they're not going to have some type of surprise in here at all."
Oh, they had to.
And
Yeah, yeah.
they had to. They had to. And like to me, I thought maybe the surprise would be like Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson. Because like obviously like it's been rumored, but like just put it to bed and say these guys are in the movie. But they did it more clever than I thought because going the X-Men route and simply say X-Men, but like X-Men that we know because these are from like the early 2000s, like the Singerverse. Like that
Yeah,
was a
right,
surprise
yeah.
to me because I was like, okay, what if you just announced, I don't know, Glenn Powell, and then don't say who he's playing, and then later on it's like, well, he's gonna be, Cyclops. I'm like, that's awesome. I would have loved that, but it's like we didn't know. When you see Ian McKellen show up, you're like, okay, we know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, he's definitely back as Magneto. Okay, Sir Patrick Stewart, like he's not playing. There's no way these guys are in this movie and they're playing someone else. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have to even just the name on the back of the chair. I love that. Now the cool thing is like everyone started speculating. Well, there's a lot of people on this that were not names that were on the concept art that was leaked. Like Miss
Right.
Marvel wasn't on here, and Chris Pratt wasn't on
right.
here, and Vision. Is the thing.
Hulk.
Here's the thing, like the Hulk,
She-Hulk
right?
and
Like,
yeah.
all these different ones that were not. No one from the TV shows. Big
Mm-hmm.
thing. No one from Disney Plus aside from Hiddleston that did Loki in the film. So it
Right,
depends.
right.
But like none there. Now the thing that's cool is like, Downey ends up putting out that comment of like, I forget exactly what he says, but something about like, oh, like you guys couldn't fit any more, or something like jokingly, and then Marvel Studios account responds back and says there's always room for more, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So we know there's more people in this movie than even the chair. So it's very possible next week another chair stream shows up
Oh man.
and there's more names that come about.
Yeah. and
They could do
you
that.
get the TV people and yeah, and Hulk
You're like,
and
oh
Chris Pratt,
shoot,
yeah,
and the surprise names and stuff like that. Like it's very
yeah,
possible. Now, do I expect it? No, because I think even if this could be that this is your core ensemble, and then anyone else who shows up is just like cameo kind of base, so they'll
right.
just kind of like let it be fun surprises and let that be like Spider Man, something like that wasn't shown on there. But it's also very possible, Obed, that all the people we thought were going to be in this, even from the concept art, maybe just aren't in this, and maybe that was actually Secret Wars concept art. So I talked to a buddy. I don't think that's the case, but I'm just saying, like, I talked to a buddy that you and I both know that he knows people at the Marvel Studios side in the production, and his guy had confirmed early on that concept art that we had seen was legit. So we know take it with a grain of salt. Don't go put an article out there. No load time says, but I think we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we've been right more than once.
More than right.
I think we've been right more than your average YouTuber, honestly.
Yeah, more than some people with like credentials that
And
you actually see
legit
on the
and
thing.
legit like connections. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We know, but like when it's possible if they say that they're not gonna have any of the people that you suspected or even people that were in that concept art, and then maybe that was actually Secret Wars concept art, and you thought it was Doomsday, but it actually was Secret Wars. Remember, they're filming these back to back. This is not one of those ones that they're taking a break. They come back to back years, 2026 and 2027. So you might see people show up on set and be like, oh, there's a picture of Tom Holland there. But that doesn't necessarily mean Tom Holland's in Doomsday. It could be that he's just showing up because he's filming scenes for Secret Wars.
Right.
I think there's more to show up, be surprised. I just want to preface it that people don't get their hopes and like they think they figured this whole thing out. And like we've seen before, it's maybe a little
because
different.
we didn't see like if these guys are back, Hugh Jackman's back, right? Because you get freaking Channing Tatum, dude. How do you feel about that? About him getting another try at the Gambit
I think it's great. People
right?
wanted that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it was a good choice to just give him another try and give him another go because everyone loved it on Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, you're muted, sir.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
sorry,
understand.
sorry, sorry.
Sorry, I've sneezed a couple times. I don't know. I have some pollen. I was around. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's that time in Florida, guys.
Yep.
It's seasonal. But yeah, no, I agree. I even thought maybe a Tobey Maguire or an Andrew Garfield's name was going to show up on these back of these chairs, and they didn't do that. Again, could happen that there's another stream next week. Could be there's just 2 more streams coming.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be that they could do one of these streams like down the road, like after Fantastic Four, right? Like it doesn't necessarily need to be next week. Just keep it like do it quarterly, like every couple of months, every 3 months. You do one until we get there, right?
Right.
Dude. Like movies are finally back. Basically, like it started with Deadpool and Wolverine, and then Sonic 3, and that Cap. Although that didn't do too great, but Fantastic's coming up, Superman, and Thunderbolts, and it's gonna keep going, and then Daredevil's great. I mean, who knows, right? This thing could go so many places that we like. Again, it is all very secretive, and we don't know where this is going, and it's too early for us to speculate where this is going. Like we have no footage, no trailers, nothing. So when the trailers start coming out, and we get more details, and if we get more casting news, we'll probably can stir up some predictions. But like right now, I mean, I'm 100% in, and I'm fine, right? So.
Right.
No hate. Those like whatever. These guys are. But I'm really excited about Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts is going to turn out better than a lot of people expect. That's my prediction for that movie.
Clearly,
So
they believe that too, right? Like clearly they believe that
these
too,
guys are
because
all back. Yeah.
all of them are in this movie. You would not do that if you didn't think the movie's good, because they didn't do that with there was not one Eternals character showing up on that list.
Good.
I'm just saying. There's a few that was like, well, I don't think they know.
Oh man.
Gonna act like that's dead and gone. But when it came to this, Thunderbolts quick, they were not even handing. I think that movie, I mean, I'm hearing also some people who have seen it, and that's good. I heard that Fantastic Four is not just good, it's great. Like it's gonna be one of Marvel's best films that they've ever put out.
Good.
I'm not going in with that expectation, but I'm hearing that from people who
Right.
have seen the movie. So it's good, like you're saying. I think we are so back. I'm telling you right now, May 2026. Bearing specific events. Depending on what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Schedules and
schedules
things
and things. Yeah,
and
yeah.
things. Read between the lines.
Imperial
But
imperial entanglements.
entangle,
Yeah.
right. The bearing these types of things. Obed, I don't care who's in my phone, what's going on. Me and my family, and my parents, we're all gonna be out there watching this thing, and I'm gonna be 8-year-old Joel sitting there having a good time
Yeah.
because I'm hyped for it, and that's without a trailer or anything.
I think we're gonna go back to 2012 because it's gonna be fresh.
I think so. I
It's
think
gonna be
so.
it's gonna be fresh and most of the like you still have your anchor. No pun intended. You
Yeah.
have your anchor characters, but you got all this new you got all the new stuff and you got all the
Yeah.
old new stuff that's coming in, right? So I think we're looking at more than likely. I mean, because Mario did really, really well, right? Like the Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers movie, like arguably was, the it's probably been the movie that's been probably the best movie since like maybe Spider Man, and I'm talking about money
Animated.
wise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So this is probably gonna be like going back to like the
I'll
old
say
school Marvel
Moana and
stuff.
Inside Out also. Moana and Inside Out too. Those also did
Oh
very
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Inside Out 2 did well.
Moana
Yeah.
almost cracked a billion, and Inside Out cracked a billion.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Inside Out did really good. That had a Inside Out had a slow start, but then it picked up and it
Yeah.
did really really good. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's cool. But yeah, man, I'm glad that moves and stuff is happening finally, and I'm kind of excited for Marvel again. So that's good. I mean, with Daredevil, because like it's been phenomenal so
Right.
far. So like with that, and then if they keep up the quality, I'm in,
I,
man. So
I told you I'm gonna keep preaching it. Daredevil, Fantastic Four this year. I just need eights. I don't need tens. I just need eights.
so far
They
Daredevil's
don't.
like a 9, man. So
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
A man can't be mad when you're actually surpassing those expectations.
yeah, good stuff, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. If only Star Wars would do something exciting. Like it's like at this point it's the meme. Like do something like poking the you
I
know.
do think Andor I think will be great,
I
and
think
then
Andor's gonna be good.
Mandalorian and Grogu next year could be really great. So
Yeah.
between those two, that could be a good start.
But do you think that for Mando and Grogu, do you think that they're going to like set up the next thing like
Yeah.
do you is it gonna go anywhere? Is it gonna be just like, oh, let's go ahead and wrap up the story, or let's go and build something out of this? Like what's it gonna be, right? Um,
I don't think it's a standalone. I
yeah,
don't think it's a standalone. I think now whether that when I say whether that means another cinematic movie or maybe they do movie what Chapek wanted essentially. Like I don't think Chapek was fully wrong about this. I give him a lot of flack. But he talked about this like, in his investor calls of like we want to have movies that tie into shows and then go back into movies. And Marvel had tried to do that, didn't get it exactly. But I think the
right.
idea is actually really good. And I think that could be what's going on here, where Mandalorian Grogu, is instead of doing another season of Mando, having this movie be really solid, hopefully, because it has a certain type of budget production behind it.
Yeah,
Your Ahsoka show season 2, because all Filoni,
yeah,
right? Like connecting. There could be something there about all of the shows that Dave's worked on, your Boba Fett, just whatever, and maybe making that into one movie where they're all
kind of
together.
like almost like
I'm
an
not
Avengers thing, and that would be great.
almost like an
And that's
Avengers
and that's
thing.
what we talked
I could
about. Yeah,
see that. Yeah.
it's just that it's taken forever. It's
It's
like
taking
because I
forever.
know that with Avengers it started back what in 2007. That's when Iron Man came out, right?
And they messed up on a lot of these shows. Let's be honest. Like Obi-Wan didn't go the way they should have. Boba
Yeah.
Fett didn't go the way it should have. I personally think Ahsoka's good, but I can't pretend like it was perfect. There's a lot of issues I
Yeah.
have with that
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And then you
That's-
have the acolyte. Like no one acts for it in between. So like they wasted a lot of time and energy on stuff they shouldn't. But I think that there's the groundwork for something that could be very cool, of a connected thing like that. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Well, let's see. Hopefully, they'll
Yeah.
wake up and do something. Or maybe they're just waiting it out. With those rumors and stuff.
Retirement.
October.
Retire.
Please retire. It's not like you're out here like LeBron James just scoring 33 points a game. You're playing
Right.
33 minutes and no points.
You think you're LeBron.
you think
You're
you're
really,
not, you're
you're
not.
not even close.
No, you're not. You're not.
Not even close.
Hey, it's yeah. Please retire. Um,
Please.
on I guess more lighter notes. I don't want to start from the up end, but Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct, which actually felt almost like the goodbye ceremony for the Switch, in some extent. But they announced a few cool things. I want to specifically talk about four of them. Actually five. Joel, are you excited for Marvel Cosmic Invasion, sir?
Why wouldn't I?
Oh,
Got Marvel on.
bro, that's the guys that did Shredder's Revenge. It's the same studio.
Come on, man.
Bro. We haven't had a Marvel beat 'em up
Yeah.
since, I don't know, The Punisher, maybe, like the Capcom Punisher.
Yeah.
Dude, this looks great.
We can play this on the stream.
Oh, totally, dude, because I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck
I
yeah,
know
dude.
you will. I know you will
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
You can play it on the
I'm
stream.
gonna get this. It's like I was watching the direct with my daughter yesterday, and I was like, oh, it's the guys
Yeah.
that did the Treasure Revenge, and it's like, oh, we're gonna play this. I was like, yeah, let's go. so
Yeah.
so
Sweet.
and they're gonna have a bunch of characters. I don't know if you saw like the some of the promotional stuff that they put out there. Like the characters that they showed yesterday was like half of the characters. Like there's like another 6 or 7 characters that they haven't announced. So this is plus Ninja Turtles, they added like 6 more characters or 4, can't remember. But dude, I'm pumped for this game. This game looks good. I'm really excited.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
for
we'll
sure,
we'll
dude.
totally play it on stream. Like we'll try to stream it.
Yeah. 100%.
We'll do a 2-parter, kind of like what we did with Streets of Rage. But the one that I wanted to talk about is Shadow Labyrinth, which is kind of like a dark take on Pac-Man. Like, is Pac-Man in an alien? It's like Pac-Man and Metroid mashed together, and you have this side-scrolling action exploration game, and you have a robot Pac-Man that's with you, and you can do Pac-Man moves, and you can do the Waka Waka and eat the pellets around the thing. That looks really cool. So I am, that's not a day one get, but I'm cautiously excited for that game, because it's like, I think if it turns out that it's actually good, I may grab it, because the art side looked cool, and I think the concept of just taking Pac-Man and doing something different with it, to me, that it's
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. And they more I don't know, Nintendo probably necessarily is not going to do this, but other companies like PlayStation, right, that they own a lot of different properties, they could spin some of those properties into something like this, like an action adventure exploration game, and do something different with those properties and something innovative.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. So what they did with that was pretty cool. But Joel, the 2 games that were very interesting to see was the Patapon collection, Patapon 1 and 2, and then Hot Shots Golf, or Everybody's Golf Hot Shots.
Come on. Yeah.
Those are Sony properties. When you looked uh, at the print at the bottom, the announcement said Sony Interactive Entertainment, like they own those properties. And Hot Shots, it looks like Sony's making it. And in Parapon, it looks like Bandai Namco is making it. Maybe I don't know if Bandai Namco did the PSP Parapons, but it's not just Microsoft just going around and seeing, hey, can we put this here and there? Now we got PlayStation. They started with MLB The Show, and now we're seeing them try with this smaller properties that have been dormant for a while because we haven't had a Hot Shots Golf since PS4 release, maybe, right?
Right.
I think there was one
Right.
around that time, and that was the last
A
one.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Parapon has been on the PSP. Like those are PSP games. So,
Right.
yeah. I mean, maybe they're testing with these properties. Who knows where this is gonna go? Who knows what they're gonna show next week on the Switch 2? But I think that the Switch 2 showcase, it's going to um I don't want to say temper your expectations, but I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying keep your expectations high because I think there's gonna be stuff that's gonna get shown next week that people are gonna go, no way, dude. Like from both PlayStation and Xbox. Like like it will
Wow.
not shock me if they come out and say Game Pass on Switch 2 or God of War trilogy on remastered
Right.
on
Right.
Switch 2. Like it wouldn't surprise me if we get something like that.
Because they can
So,
also support it now too. Like they finally have a
right.
console that can actually run PS4 Pro level. You want to
That's what
say,
they're saying, yeah.
right? So there's a lot of games that can fit that tier, and you can make money. Like if they can get a licensing thing, like and more people to experience it,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, they're saying it's probably it's around it's based on the specs that got out there and some of the info that people have gathered. It's PS4 Pro level graphics, but with some of the more modern features of like the Xbox Series S, for example, right?
Okay.
Like it's not a top of the
Okay.
line,
Sure.
yeah. So I mean, we could get some really good stuff, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that maybe, hey, you know what? Let's do it. Final. Let's do the final predictions for the Switch 2. Because Switch 2, like
Go
the
for
other
it.
rumor is that they're gonna go and put up pre-orders next week, right?
Ooh,
So
that's
yeah,
fast.
they're saying that pre-orders are gonna happen on the
That's
second.
fast.
Yep. So yeah, pre-orders are gonna happen on the second. I'm 95% sure that that's gonna be the case. Like after the showcase, it's gonna be available later today for pre-order. At everywhere, right?
Right. Right. Right.
But I'm still not. I'm very very conflicted on the pricing. I don't want it. I don't want it to be more than $3.99, but I don't think that $4.99 is going to be out of the question.
Hmm.
And it's going to be a tough sell for a lot of people.
Hmm.
But I think we could see, you know, I'm hoping for $3.99, but it wouldn't shock me that
Right.
it goes up to, a $4.49 or $4.99. I don't think they'll make it to $4.99, but a $3.49 is definitely feasible. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna price it at $4.50. That's gonna be my final price for it.
I don't think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna stop at 400. I think three
You think
ninety
so?
nine.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna lower than people expect, and that's just because like they can.
yeah,
Hardware is gonna be like if they go higher for a portable unit. I don't know how I don't think it's gonna go very well.
And
Not
these
it's gonna
things,
sell,
yeah,
but I don't know.
and allegedly these things have been in production for a few months now. Like this is not
Yeah,
like
they have
yeah,
plenty of them.
yeah. So
Because that's the thing. If they sell it, if they say 399 like right away at launch, they're gonna have. I mean, they're already gonna do very well, but they're gonna have really really good publicity.
yeah,
Like I think it's gonna sell no matter what, really good. But like I really suspect they wouldn't even have to move that price point for a very long time,
that's true.
if
Yeah,
ever. They must keep that
I
the whole
you know what?
lifetime.
Yeah, that makes sense. Problem is, what do you do with the old Switch, right?
I know.
Do you phase out the OG and put the OLED at 299 or put the OLED at like 250 just to get rid of
What a good
stuff?
problem. What's a good problem to
Dude,
have? Because people
Nintendo's
still
gonna make
want
so
the
much
old
freaking
one.
money, dude.
I
It's
know.
stupid.
Like that's a
It's
great because I
ridiculous.
know people who still want the old, like I say the
Yeah,
old current
yeah,
gen.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's not gonna be an issue. If they drop it even just $50, it's still gonna sell really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see them phasing out the OG or
They should, yeah.
phasing out the OG, dropping the light to like to 150. Um dude, I would drop the light to like 99 bucks.
Dude, I would be tempted just to have an extra one,
Dude, the light's
just
really
for
good.
giggles. Like
The
just
light is
that,
really
you
good.
know?
You just drop it in your backpack, you take it with you
Right, right,
everywhere. Yeah,
right.
man.
And there you
They're
go.
super handy, it's comfortable. Yeah, so like if they yeah, I mean that's another possibility. They, lower the light to $99. Or they basically or they phase out the Switch, the OG entirely, and they just leave the light for $99 for some time.
Oh, for sure.
Kind of like what they when they were phasing out the 3DS. Remember the Switch came out,
Right.
and then the OG 3DS went away, and then the only thing you could buy was the 2DS XL and the 2DS. Was
Oh
the
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that maybe they'll do that.
They
So,
could.
um, but yeah, I'm hoping for the 399. 449 is not out of the question. Um, I don't think Mario Kart is gonna come out immediately on release.
Even though they teased it.
They teased it, but I think that's coming out like later in the year, like what they did with the
Wow.
Switch, because Switch last time, Switch came out in March, right? And then Mario Kart came out in August, and then October we got Odyssey. They're probably gonna do the same thing. They're gonna release it. They're gonna put Metroid is coming out with it because they showed it here in the showcase, and it looks
Right.
really good. And uh, some of it, some of the games that they showed, you can tell that they're running on the old Switch because of the resolution. But Metroid
Sure.
looked really good, so I'm still thinking that Metroid Prime 4 is gonna be the release title
Right.
for this. And then or they could flip it. They could do Mario Kart release title. Metroid's gonna come out August, and then Mario later in the year. But you need to anchor it. They're not going to re-release Breath of the Wild, but they're gonna patch it. That's a prediction that I have. They're gonna announce that there's gonna be a patch for Breath of the Wild that's gonna be 60 FPS, and their unlocked frame rate at 60, and they're gonna add ray tracing or something like to make it look
Mm,
better. So that's a
mm.
prediction that I have. So they're not gonna re-release it. So you can still buy it for if you have a physical copy, you download the update, and it's like, oh, it looks really good, right? But man, it's crazy because knowing Nintendo, they'll charge for the update too, because they're man, they're ruthless. Nintendo seems family friendly, but they're on par with Disney when it comes to nickel and diming you.
Just threw a jab at Disney. Not
Man,
no Disney. What are you doing planned today? But every now and then.
I know. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think Mario Kart's gonna come out. Let's do that. Let's do Mario Kart August. Write it down. Mario Kart August, and then a Mario or a sequel to Odyssey or whatever they're doing with Mario in October, and then Metroid Prime 4 is coming out on that date. And that Pokemon game that they showed, that Legends ZA, that's gonna have their own version for Switch 2. Yep. Joel, what do you think of those virtual game carts that they're doing now? I think it's great because their current method of managing games between Switches is awful. So
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay with the virtual. I think it yes, like there's people who like from a collection standpoint stuff like the way I don't know. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
yeah, yeah. The thing is that the if you buy a game online, it's just to try to get it to work on a second Switch is just a pain, dude. It's just terrible. So I think this is much better. At least if you own multiple consoles, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So man, what else? Well, yeah. Oh, and final prediction: you'll see something from both Microsoft and Sony at this thing. That's gonna be there, dude. Dang it, dude. This is gonna be next week's gonna be packed, sir. Prepare yourself. It's gonna be a Switch only show next week, more than likely, unless Marvel decides to do another stream, or some stuff gets out there. But yeah, it's gonna be a Switch showcase next week. We're gonna go over every single detail, man. I'm gonna have charts. I'm gonna have charts and graphs and all that for the Switch too. Okay, I think we're good. I'm looking forward to it, sir. Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. Next week we're gonna be very full, like you're saying, Nintendo. Yeah. I think you're gonna have to wear full Nintendo merch, just look like Nintendo ponies, and just fully sell out, right?
Yeah, the full sell. I gotta get my my NES shirt or my Zelda shirt or something.
Yeah.
But last bit of news that I have here, sir, is Sean Layden, a former CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, came out this week and said that the reason that he, or at least one of the reasons that he left Sony was because of their shift into games as a service and live games and that model of gaming. And I have a quote here real quick that he said during the interview. I just make things like God of War and Spider-Man and Last of Us and Uncharted and Horizon. I didn't have the vision or the energy to try to take this to the new era of live service gaming. So all that considered, it seemed like a good time to step down after 32 years at Sony. So this is the reason why Jim Ryan got retired, because it didn't pan out, and he knew it wasn't gonna pan out, so he didn't want to take it on. He was smart. I'll give him credit. So yeah, I mean, Concord was an absolute disaster. Like that's the meme of it. That's the meme of 2024, right? Was that 2024 or was that 2025?
No, 24.
Time's flying, dude.
24. Yeah.
So that was a disaster. And now that there are rumors that like the God of War multiplayer thing that they're working on got canceled, and the Last of Us multiplayer got canceled. Like a lot of stuff got canceled, and they had to refocus. Yeah, he knew, man. He knew this wasn't gonna work. And he didn't want to go down with the ship. Hey, you know what? I respect it.
For sure.
If you tell me you don't want to listen to me, you don't want to listen to me and do this thing, I'll probably just do something else, right?
Right.
So especially if someone in his position, so why not try and do something different, or just retire at that point, right? He's with the company for 32 years, so. But What do you think, man? This is a little interesting bit of news here.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's like a reality check, and not that people didn't view the situation this way, but it's like he knows, he knows of the flaws. He knew it was time.
Yeah.
It was time to step aside. And like some people would be very prideful and like want to go out on a certain like late. It's like, no, man, that's not the way to do this.
Right.
You don't want to make it worse. If you actually care about the product, then you know how to read the room. I'm looking at you, Kathleen, and I just think that like this is a responsible thing. Like it was time for me to throw up the piece.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah. No, it's you gotta give him credit, right? He it looks like he tried to stand his ground. It's like, no, this is what we make, and you want to make these things, and it's like, no, let's go ahead and try it. Let's go ahead and try it. This thing's ain't cheap, right? Like
Nope.
Concord, they lost, what, like $200 million or something.
People lost jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, it's better just to stick to what you're good at and stop experimenting, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the thing that killed that's been, the thorn on Xbox's side is like they try to experiment with all this stuff instead of just sticking to what they were good at.
And in some ways, they've lost their identity because of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because now they're a service. Like they're not a
Right.
really a contender anymore. They're a service, and you can use their service on their devices, or you can just use it on a computer. But so
Right.
it's yeah, you're right. They lost their identity in trying to
Yeah.
figure out where to take all these projects that they were working on. So yeah, man. He's a smart guy. He's been around the industry for a while, and I respect his choice. It's fine.
100%.
So I do have a little bit of trivia for you though.
Oh boy.
So I've been listening to I read the book many years ago. It was like 20 years ago when I read it. Is the ultimate history of video games by Stephen Kent. It's a classic at this point. Are you familiar with the Sega Master System, even in passing, or not really?
Not that well,
okay.
honestly.
So the Sega Master System had a character slot. And I'm talking about the Model 1. Had
Yep.
a cartridge slot where you can put your games, and it had a card slot where you can have games in hue cards. So the Master System had 3D glasses, shutter 3D glasses, like the ones that they used on the TVs. Remember when about 10, 12 years ago when we had 3D TVs and all that, right? So the Master System had glasses like that where you can plug them into the card slot, and in some games or compatible games, you can get with the glasses you get a 3D effect. I actually used them. I knew a kid that had them, and it looked awesome, man. It looked very, very
Wow.
cool, right? I mean, the games were choppy because you had to like interpolate and all that, but at least the effect back then, I mean, we're talking about 88. It was great. Do you know who designed those glasses for Sega back in the 80s? Mark Cerny.
He's guy's a legend.
Dude, I totally,
genius forever.
because I totally forgot that he worked at Sega for a while. Like he moved to Japan, like after doing Marble Madness, he moved to Japan
right.
and worked for Sega for a little bit, and I totally forgot about that. So, so I was listening to a book. It's like, oh, and Mark Cerny designed this like 3D glass. I was like, oh, crap, he was Mark Cerny. Like he must have been like 19 years old or something back then, because he was like 16 or 17 when he made like
Right.
Madness. He was very young. So like this
Right.
guy's a freaking genius. So and then my head started spinning, and I was like, bro, like what would have happened if Mark Cerny would have designed like the Saturn or something, like one of their big platforms, like put him on a big project, right? Like take that leap of faith that Sony took, where you know, Ken Kutaragi retired, and they went to Mark Cerny. It's like, hey, can you design this for us? Like the what ifs of like Sega started like running around. It's like, dude, it's like, what if he would have been involved with the Saturn, and what if he would have put it like a 386 processor? You could get
Yeah.
them for cheap back then in the mid 90s. It's crazy, and it's like, oh, freaking Mark Cerny designed the 3D glasses on the Sega Master System,
Yeah.
and we're still using hardware designed by him, still to
By the
this day,
legend,
dude.
the legend Mark.
Crazy, crazy, man. So just a
Awesome.
little bit of trivia, retro trivia.
That's
Um,
amazing. I love that.
yeah, yeah. I do recommend reading that book. It's a good book. It's it has it shows how cutthroat it was back then, and and how even back then it was crazy that these people knew nothing about video games, and they just get a knock on the door. It's like, hey, you want to be the vice president of this thing at Atari? Yeah, sure. You know, that doesn't
Different
happen
time.
today. That doesn't happen today, man.
Oh,
You have to go through the process, right? And the check
you gotta know
boxes and all that,
somebody probably too. Yeah.
bro.
It's industry connections.
Yeah, yeah. So, no, that book is really interesting. I think it's a little slower paced. It's not as action packed as Console Wars. Console Wars is really good. It's like on your face, and like
Yeah.
super. It's very energetic the way that it's narrated too. So, this is more like laid back, and it's like, oh, and you know, this is all the lawsuits that Nintendo was involved with because of like monopoly practices back in the day
Yeah.
because they didn't want competition. So that all that stuff. So it's good. I do recommend it. But just
Sure.
wanted to throw that out there. I was like, oh, I gotta tell Joel this. There's a good little bit of really good trivia here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, this is good. This is good. I like it. That's
Yep.
good.
So that's what we got. Next week, Switch 2. We're gonna cover everything.
Get ready.
Tech specs, games, predictions, everything's gonna come out. And it's probably going to be a special show. But in the meantime, sir, where can people find us?
I want to encourage everyone to stay tuned, stay subscribed, stay with us. We are on podcast platforms of your choice: SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Find us, subscribe to us. That really helps us out, and it also helps you to be informed when the latest episodes drop. But of course, make sure you also subscribe to the video version, No Load Time on YouTube. No Load Time on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel, like the videos, drop us a comment. Look, last week and a couple of the other weeks, we also stream live us playing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Rivals. So this is why it's really important that you guys go ahead and stay subscribed, because it's your way to, if when we don't have a regular podcast, you can watch the video versions of our stuff. Additionally, you can follow us on social media. If you're watching a video, see all the handles down below, at No Load Time, at No Load Time everywhere. You also can support our show financially if you have the means to and would like to. No Load Time, patreon.com rather, patreon.com/No Load Time. That's patreon.com/No Load Time. You see it on the screen if you're watching on video. You can support our show as low as $1 a month as a producer. And we want to shout out, special thank you to producer Tony for supporting our show. Last but not least, if you have a question, comment, or feedback, you can email us noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. And possibly we'll even talk about what you send in on a future episode. Thank you all so much, and we look forward to being with you next time.
Thank you guys. Stay safe. We will see you again next time.